What is going on, YouTube? Is it too early to start talking about Madden 23? Man, let's get into the video and let's go over everything that I want to go ahead see improved from Madden 22, and hopefully maybe some of these things can be in Madden 23. Before we get into my list, if you are new to the channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you do go ahead, leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new. I drop daily Madden content on the channel. By the time Madden 23 drops, I would love to hit 10K subscribers, and I could not do that without y'all, so I greatly appreciate that. And one more thing, we got to bring back the comment of the day. Today's one is going to be Trayvon Diggs right here. When we talked about golden ticket choices, he went ahead and said himself that he thinks he should get a golden ticket, but it should be at safety because he can't cover. That comment was actually hilarious. But yeah, man, if you want to go ahead and have a chance to win comment today, make sure to leave a comment down below on this video. Now, let's get it started. So what I like to do, I think I've made a wish list type of video for every single Madden since Madden 20. And how I like to do things is pretty much go game mode by game mode. I think I'm gonna leave Ultimate Team for the last because that's gonna be that, and gameplay is really gonna be the thing that I spend the most amount of time on. So we're gonna get it started all the way to the right here with Superstar KO and the Yard. Now, I mean completely no disrespect by this, but honestly, in the comments, if the Yard or Superstar KO is your favorite game mode, let me know, because I honestly feel like these are kind of like dead game modes and no one's really playing them. And I don't blame people for not playing them, right? Like, what's the incentive to go ahead and play this, right? So you can see right here that they had weekly challenges, but the reward is a 93 George Kittle, which really, like, if I'm just starting, okay, sure, that's fine, right? But I just think if you have a good Ultimate Team, right, what's the point of playing Superstar KO? And really, what's the point of playing the Yard, like, period, right? Like, I know there's a leaderboard and everything, but I just feel like you don't really get anything out of it, if that makes sense. And obviously there's something to be said for like enjoying just like a casual experience for game modes and stuff like that. My dream solution for like kind of like Superstar KO and the Yard, right, I think they are really good ideas, but I don't think they're executed right, because I think these should just be an Ultimate Team when you click on the Ultimate Team tab. Now, why do I think that? I think potentially these could be game modes where you get like Ultimate Team coins or something for going ahead and playing the game mode. Again, I feel like these two modes could be like the real casual experience, and the Yard could go ahead be the thing that I feel like Madden is kind of missing, that game mode that's really fun to play with your friends. The Yard was supposed to be Madden's version of Park, right, from 2K. When you play Park, you can grind up your levels, you can get some unique rewards, and I feel like the Yard should be treated like that. But I feel like it should also have some tie-in with Ultimate Team, maybe give you some exclusive cards, some exclusive something, right? Give me a reason to play the Yard. Also, it might seem like in this video I'm trying to tie everything into Ultimate Team, and it's not that I'm like, oh well, I hate like franchise stuff like that. So in my head, the way this would work is actually it would be a big benefit for no money spent players, period, and just people that really just want to play the game in kind of like a laid back casual experience. Because when we get into Ultimate Team, I'll talk about what I really think the mode lacks. But yeah, just think like, okay, Superstar KO also, they had college teams in Superstar KO. This game mode was so fun. It was really fun to play. But the thing is, like, why play it though? That's the whole thing. Like, you're not really getting anything out of it. I just feel like if this exact game mode was in Ultimate Team, it might be the most popular game mode right now. But with the Yard, right, I feel the exact same way. I just think like, dude, like if it had some sort of tie in the Ultimate Team that could help you just get your Ultimate Team better, just something like that. Say it gave like 3,000 coins a game or something. I feel like this would again be one of the more popular game modes because it's actually fun to play. Like, it actually is pretty fun when you get a group of friends to play. It's just, I feel like the mode is just kind of dead because there's just no reason to play it. I hope that makes sense. Again, with all these, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of what you think about each mode. Now we're gonna go again straight from right to left. Face of the franchise. I think Face of the franchise is a necessary game mode. Something I think that could be fun with this would be, and I don't mean to go ahead and tie Ultimate Team into everything, but having like when you make a player on 2K, right? You can go ahead, you could go to like this specific shop or something, and you could go ahead get that player. Like, it's a really cheap and like bad player, but you could go ahead and get him in the My Team game mode. Now, people would probably abuse this, right? Like, you would probably get like an 81 base elite, but potentially you make a receiver that's like 7'5" or something. Okay, it might be broken, but I'm just saying. Now, the real thing that I want to see from like, say, face of the franchise and franchise period is like a My GM type of mode in 2K. I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to franchise, because we were already talking about like My GM and stuff like that. The thing with franchise, in my opinion, is like, what is the point of playing more than 1 year? I feel like there isn't enough storylines. There isn't enough, like, they could do so much with this mode. They could do so much. Now, from a single player aspect, this mode is just completely lacking. There's not enough that happens to make a unique franchise experience every time you make a new one, if that makes sense, right? I feel like you get the same storylines. You draft basically like the same people, it's the same scouting progress over and over. And I honestly don't get the scouting. I don't get it. That was something I also want to talk about. Like, I don't get it. Like, it feels like I'm not even like scouting players at all. I think it's really weird, and I think it's dumb. I want there to be like crazy storylines. Like, I don't know, man. I want the AIs to have like some crazy trades, right? That maybe we look at, oh, that was very stupid. But like, I don't know, man. I just want it to be a unique experience each time you boot it up. Like I said, like maybe the Ravens lose a couple games, they trade Lamar or something. Again, I'm just using a complete and random situation, but I'm just saying, like, just something like that, because that's what could really make it fresh and just like pretty cool to see what happens. And I also think like there just has to be like more with this, like a story that goes into each franchise or something, right? Like, I feel like social media should be like going crazy, right? Like, say you just made a new coach and you lose your first game, right? I want there to be like some crazy storylines and stuff like that people are like tweeting out and stuff like that. You know, like I just feel like there's so much they could improve upon this. And again, that's just kind of like the base of like the offline experience that I would like to see. I feel like the mode I'm gonna go ahead and not talk about the most is gonna be franchise, because I feel like there's so much they could do that I'm gonna completely forget about something. Yeah, just me personally, I feel like once you play one season of a franchise, you pretty much played it all for the year. And yeah, I just wish there was just more depth to this mode. I know people that play franchise, if they got like basically the My GM features, they would probably be happy, but I still feel like there's just so much they could do with this mode. It kind of sucks to see that there's not really like an offline experience, like a fun offline experience you could have with Madden. I don't even know how to scratch the surface, but they could make this literally the best game mode. And are they going to prioritize franchise? Probably not. I think Ultimate Team is going to be their main focus, because again, that's what really brings in the money off of microtransactions. I specifically want to hear like franchise and like offline people's opinions on what you want to see from Madden 23, because again, that's the game mode that I only play like one franchise season, because I feel like there's just not enough for me to go ahead and keep coming back. But something I would like to see, now I have no idea how this would work, but one of the most fun things I do every single year is like a fantasy draft, full 32-man league with like a bunch of friends or something. Maybe have a way to go ahead, and I guess you could search for leagues like this, but maybe just have like a way to find like a draft league, like where you could just instantly join into like a draft or something. I don't know though, because the thing is, a lot of people will go ahead, they'll draft their team, they start losing games, they leave and stuff like that. So maybe that's a dumb idea. I would like to see some type of way to find like franchises that do fantasy drafts a little bit easier, not specifically having to go on like Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. I don't know. Again, that could just be totally dumb by me. But yeah, the main thing I want to see out of franchises, more stories. I want to see the CPU trades go kind of crazy. I think it'd be fun to see. And just overall, I just want to see, like, again, like, I don't want to sound like broken record, but more stories, like more things to keep me engaged with the game mode. Something else that I just thought of about franchise, a mode or something I'd like to see, an expansion team, a creative team, something like that would be super fun, where you have like an expansion draft, you make your own team and stuff like like that. I think that would be really, really fun to see. Now it's time. We get to talk about Ultimate Team. This is a game mode that I think I know exactly what this game mode needs. To kind of harp on what we talked about with Superstar KO and the Yard, there needs to be a casual game mode that is fun. Head-to-head seasons is basically Weekend League, and it really isn't fun. I can't play head-to-head seasons in I believe it's April now in Madden 22, given like the meta and everything that's going on right now. It just gets really annoying, dry, and stale. Another thing, house rules. I think the house rules are just bad this year. I'm not a fan of the house rules. Not a fan at all. Like, the rewards from house rules were like fine, but again, like, I just really didn't enjoy playing the house rules. I feel like if house rules was, say, the Superstar KO game mode with the college teams, that would be really, really cool. Or maybe again, like just having the Yard or Superstar KO down in these game modes right here to the left. I feel like that could do a lot for the game mode and keep them like kind of playing the game mode, as long as you give like some sort of Ultimate Team coins or something. I didn't really have a problem with the challenge system this year. Really didn't mind it. Solo battles, again, didn't really mind it. I don't really play solo battles, I'm not gonna lie to you. Weekend League, the one thing I'll say about Weekend League is I think there should be better rewards. Like, I think the top 100 players each week should be rewarded as such. Like, I think you could pretty much make, if you win a full Super Bowl in head-to-head on the Legend seasons, I think you're making around 216k. I've seen people get basically nothing for Weekend League rewards. Bring back the quick sell packs as well. That's another thing. Bring back the fact that we have to pick touchdown packs instead of getting guaranteed coins kind of sucks. So I think bring back the quick sell packs, and I think it's fine. Squads, again, is one of those game modes that I actually really enjoy playing squads, but the squad servers are terrible. And one little nitpick I have is the fact that, like, basically every time you finish a squads game, you have to back out all the way to the main menu, invite everyone again, and then go play. I feel like they have to, like, if they want to see squads take off, they got to retool the game mode, retool the servers or something, man. And this is the big one. Talk about I think this was the biggest bag fumble by EA. Like, I don't want to say ever, but dude, draft, remember, like Madden 18 draft, I think when it was first introduced, this was the best game mode. I thought it was a great game mode last year. Actually, ever since they introduced abilities, the game mode has kind of taken a slight dip because of the fact that you need like gunslinger, set feet, lead, pass elite to pass the ball effectively and consistently. And you'll see, I haven't played a single draft game this year. Now, I'm pretty sure they still have base elites and everything in the draft. Look at these rewards, man. It costs 5k to enter, and if I get 4 wins in a row, I get 8k and 270 pluses. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? They, like, draft used to be the best way to make coins as well, especially if you're a no money spent player. I have no idea why they changed this. This is ass. That's the only way I can describe it. This is one of the worst things about Madden 22 that I don't see. Like, I see people talking about it, but this is one of the worst things. Draft, if they consistently updated draft pools, if they had way better rewards, this potentially is the best game mode in Madden 22. Now, what I would like to see from this game mode is kind of getting that BR treatment of MLB. This should be a no money spent friendly game mode. You should get some great rewards for winning, and also something that I think would be pretty cool, kind of introduce that 2K My Team type of thing, where if you go 12-0 or something, right, you get this exclusive reward. I think the game should be up from like say 4 to like 12 or something, go on like draft champs runs and stuff like that, kind of like BR runs. Maybe make it just 2 quarters, because I know BR is only 3 innings compared to the usual 9, so it's like basically a third of a regular game, so you could go on BR runs relatively fast. But yeah, man, I just think draft in a concept is such a great game mode, but this mode this year just sucked. This sucked. This is actually This is one of the worst things I've seen EA do. And I really can't believe the fact that they looked at these rewards and were like, yeah, okay. And honestly, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna do a draft real quick. And what I want to show you is look at the cards that are still in this. Look at this. These are like week 1 cards. Week 1 cards, 84s. We got base elite, basically Byron Jones. Again, I'm not going for a good draft right now. I'm just trying. We got an 81 in the draft pool. And we have base gold. Like, we got golds in the draft pool, man. This is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Inexcuse. Like, they have zero excuse for leaving the game mode like this. Zero excuse. This sucks. This is terrible. So yeah, draft champs being like this, man, really just makes me upset because this was one of my favorite game modes and they just completely ruined it. Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about is kind of like the team building, I guess I would call this, of Ultimate Team. Now, this is what I think. This is the first thing that I think has to go. Strategy cards. Terrible. If you're going to have something that boosts speed in the game, just bring back Sprinter. If you want something in the game that boosts speed, bring back Sprinter. Why do I say that? Because these things right here were the most DDA thing in the game. You could potentially get these, maybe spending like 200K, or it costs you like 5 mil plus. No in between. Like, you're not guaranteed to get any of these strat cards, the actual good ones that boost your receivers or your DBs. Like on my Xbox account, I still have the island that just boosts cornerback speed because I can't pull a second in the zone. And I just think that is trash. Like, I really think this is not a no money spent friendly type of thing. This is for sure a pay to win aspect of the game where you basically just have to spend the most amount of coins you can to hope that you can pull one of these strat cards. Oh yeah, and by the way, something they didn't talk about but was actually true. So with these strategy cards, I know I'm probably blocking it, you might not be able to see the boost, but you need to pull 2 of the same ones, but they have to give different boosts on the strat card. Ridiculous. Like, I just think it was very, very poorly done. This was stupid. At that point, just keep Sprinter in the game. There's no point to have this. There's 0 point. Now, something I will say that I think was actually something cool they did this year was giving every theme team a kicker, a punter, and a fullback, because some of the theme teams I don't even think had a full punter. So I thought that was really cool. I thought the level masters getting every single team chem was, again, pretty cool. I don't really have a problem with theme teams and everything. The problem I had this year was the deep route specialist, the in the zone, because I felt like it just contributed to the game kind of dying quick. Like with this Seattle theme team, right? I don't have to upgrade Richard Sherman. I don't have to upgrade DK Metcalf for the whole year. I don't have to. I also, like, if I didn't want to, given I right now, I'll just show you my team. I'm running 50 Seahawks and 25 Ballers. I don't have to upgrade Stephon Diggs for the rest of the year. I don't have to upgrade Julio Jones. I don't have to upgrade Jimmy Graham. They're all 99 speed. They all hit all the thresholds. And the reason being is the in the zone and also the theme team boost. The theme team boost I'm okay with, but I think the strat cards, the speed boost, it should get out the game. Will it get out the game? Probably not, because that is one of the main ways I think they make money off microtransactions. So most likely it's not going anywhere. So I can complain all I want about it, but again, not really happening. So just to kind of review what I want from Ultimate Team, I want a casual game mode that is just fun. Maybe it's arcadey, over the top, whatever, right? Maybe Superstar KO, the yard gets moved into Ultimate Team under this play tab right here. Again, perfectly fine with that. And it also gives you some coins or something every time you play. Other main thing I want to see, draft get completely reworked and give the good rewards like it once did. Because like I said, this should be the no money spent friendly game mode. This should be a fun game mode. This should be one of the better game modes in the game, and it just sucks to see what they did with it this year. And I'd also like to see squads be the game mode that, hey, if you got some friends on, that's what you go ahead and play. That or the yard being an Ultimate Team giving you some sort of coins. I'd love to see that. Now let's go ahead and talk about abilities, because this is a big one. And honestly, I think EA has done some good things with abilities. They also done some really poor things in my opinion. In my opinion, there are some abilities that are actually good abilities in the game, right? But there's other things that are just stupid and shouldn't be in the game. What do I think is like an example of a good ability? Hot Route Master. I think Hot Route Master is a really good ability that could go ahead, separate the pocket passers of the world, give them a reason to go ahead and be played with. The things I don't like: the set feet lead, the pass lead elite, the gunslinger. I don't like those abilities because I think you should be able to throw the ball without them. If you were able to throw the ball without them, say like in Madden 20, you didn't need those abilities. You didn't need them at all. And that was a blitz heavy year as well. So I really think if you bring back kind of like the faster quarterback releases and everything, just as like a baseline, I think the game gets a lot better. Now, if they do that, but they still have like the set feet lead, pass lead elite, whatever gunslinger in the game, I kind of wish like someone like Brady, right, is a person that gets those abilities. I don't think someone, say like Michael Vick, Lamar, right, should get the throw power abilities, if that makes sense. I might be missing on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I just think like in the pocket quarterbacks, I don't know. I actually don't know how I feel about that take. I think I missed on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. So just I'll take that back. I think set feet lead, pass lead, stuff like that. I honestly, it's not my biggest complaint in the game, but honestly, that was one of my biggest complaints in Madden 21. But this year, I'm not really that opposed to it. But I just kind of wish it wasn't needed on quarterbacks. Like if you didn't need it on a quarterback, I would like that a lot more. Another example of what I think is a good ability: route tech, red zone threat. I think those are two really good abilities that should be on players to go ahead and help separate them. Another example of something I hate. Acrobat. Acrobat and pick artist. Two of my biggest complaints for DBs, and I don't think it should be an ability. Why don't I think it should be an ability? Well, take a look at how receivers play. This is going to be the thing. They're either going to go ahead, get rid of acrobat and say pick artist, and you can go ahead, catch picks, you can dive without having an ability, or they're going to add an ability for a receiver that basically says diving catches and stuff like that, which at that point, I think it's just get it out the game. I think DBs should be able to swat and dive without acrobat. Now, maybe there's an ability that gives them extended range on like dives and swats. That might be a little bit OP or something, right? But I'm just saying, like, as a baseline period of being able to dive and swat, I think every single corner should have the ability to go ahead and do that. And I think pick artist, the big thing about pick artists is, or the big thing about interceptions, it's weird. So the more people you have near the ball, the less likely you're going to catch the pick. Like if it's a one-on-one situation, without pick artists, you're more than likely catching the pick unless it gets like contested, which again is just a really good thing pick artist does. I think pick artists should just be built in on every single DB, in my opinion at least. So yeah, that's probably pretty much what I would change. I just don't like the fact that to catch a pick, to dive as a DB, I need an ability. Now I think things like inside stuff, like El Toro, the pass rush abilities, I think under pressure, I think those are all good abilities. I also think like the short end, mid end elite, great ability. Now we get to the first quarterback with escape artist. This is one of the biggest issues on Madden 22 Next Gen. Now, the thing with the escape artist is, I'm going to talk about this when I go into the gameplay and stuff to show you like two of the biggest glitches that are out right now, but escape artist by itself, if you play someone that doesn't know what they're doing with escape artist, is it annoying? Yes. But is it like the most broken thing you've ever seen in your life? Potentially not, if you're in a good defense with good contains. Escape makes it to where you can play a certain way that just isn't logical from a football standpoint. Escape is stuff because quarterbacks by themselves this year, if they're fast, they're fast. Like, I feel like even without escape, mobile quarterbacks still feel mobile. How are we going to go ahead and basically change escape or get rid of escape without just absolutely crippling mobile quarterbacks, right? Because the thing is, you don't want to completely get rid of escape artists and say then Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, Randall Cunningham, all these quarterbacks become basically unusable who used to be the most fun quarterbacks to use in Madden, and now everyone's just sitting in the pocket and stuff like that, right? You don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and give mobile quarterbacks a way to go ahead and be successful and play with, right? So you don't want to go ahead and I think just completely remove escape artist. The ability has to be reworked. Maybe it says improve scrambling speed when leaving the pocket. You lower the amount the speed gets increased. But the thing is, everything I'm saying right now is basically going to go ahead and make people not run escape artist. Because if it's just a little boost, like, I don't know. It's really a tough thing to balance because, like I said, I kind of explained this when I stream about why I think escape artist is so OP, right? So you have Madden 21 movement. Madden 21 movement's up here. It's up here. And then Madden 21 Next Gen is like down here movement wise. They completely slowed it down completely. Madden 22 is less than Madden 21 current gen, but it's more than Madden 21 Next Gen, if that makes sense, right? So you're following me right now. So the movement of Madden 22 is like right here. Like it's kind of like in the middle of both games. Escape artist quarterback on Madden 22 Next Gen, it's still like up here. So you have defenders that are like this movement right here, defending quarterbacks that are like up here. And that's why it's so like arcadey and like cheesy to see what escape artist can do. So yeah, I hope I did a good job explaining that. That's pretty much why I think escape artist is so crazy. Now, the fix to escape artist, like I said, it's not that easy. It's not as easy as just taking it out the game, because you take it out the game, you want a reason to go ahead and run the mobile quarterbacks. What's going to be the reason to run the mobile quarterback, especially at the beginning of the year? If they're not getting the pass lead elite, if they're not getting gunslinger, why run the mobile quarterback? That's really like, that's the tough thing about it, right? I just think from an ability standpoint, they either need to add a ability for scrambling quarterbacks specifically to make it like really, really good. Like, okay, how about this? Say potentially you have your in the pocket quarterback like Brady, right? So what if field generals were the only type of quarterbacks to get How Route Master, or say like Conductor and stuff like that? Like that was kind of their ability set, like How Route Master, Conductor, Fearless. But then you have, say, Mahomes, right? A slightly more mobile quarterback. They don't necessarily get escape artists, but they get a specific scrambler ability like that, but they can't get like the How Route Master, Fearless, Conductor type of things. What do you think about that? Do you think that would be a good change? Like, okay, another thing about Ultimate Team and kind of bringing back an old promo, the Superstar MVP promo. Would y'all prefer EA specifically to put abilities on the cards by themselves, and then we don't really get a customization in the abilities, if that makes sense? Would you guys like that? Or would you prefer kind of having this, I guess, meta ability? I don't know. I don't even know exactly what I'm trying to say, but I hope I make sense by that. Like, again, it just is really to do with like escape. Like, I really don't know. I don't know how to balance it. Now, do you just rework? If you completely rework the ability, the thing is, no one's gonna run it. At that point, you might as well take it out. But if you take it out, why run scrambler quarterback? So that's pretty much the debate I'm kind of having like internally. It's really kind of tough to say what to do with escape. I think they should remove it this year. Yes, I do. Given the glitches in the game, 100%. And then also just a random ability. I always talk about this again when I'm like streaming and stuff, but grab and go is actually a really good ability. It's just no one runs it because of the fact that you need things like route tech, you need things like the pass lead elite, the gunslinger, you need like all these other abilities that grab and go really isn't going to get ran. So I just think potentially maybe if EA just puts like the abilities on certain cards and like, okay, if you want to run this card, you got to run this ability with them. I don't know if people would be a fan of that though. Let me know, one, what you would like to see different with abilities, and two, what you would do with escape artists besides just completely removing it. I know some people talked about like bigger stamina penalties and stuff like that. The thing about the stamina penalty is if you make it to where just by using it they get a stamina penalty, okay, fair, I'm with that. But if you make it to where it's like if they get like tackled or something, right? The thing is with the escape this year, it's so easy to get out the pocket and get out of bounds. I just think they have to lower the top end speed a quarterback can reach with escape, and I think that's fine. I think it'd be a fine ability. Now, one more complaint before we get into gameplay. Let's talk about playbooks. Remember live playbooks? Live playbooks were supposed to be this thing where basically they could update playbooks all year long. If you see some in the NFL, you could see it in Madden. Basically the next week is how they advertised it. And live playbooks have been updated this year. You know what hasn't been updated? Live playbooks in Ultimate Team. I mean, again, this is something that is super easy that EA is just completely messing up. I'm not gonna lie to you, they completely missed on this because of the fact that playbooks is one of the biggest ways you could possibly keep the game fresh. For instance, a big complaint this year is how much bunches ran. You want to know why bunches ran? Sure, you can say it gets better blocking and all this other stuff, right? Bunches ran because it has the best plays. That's why. It's not some magic formula like, oh, bunches ran because like blah, 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 blah. No, bunches ran because it has the most amount of good plays in the formation. Instead, okay, this is what EA has done in the past too. Bunch is really good. Okay, let's remove some stuff from bunch. No, don't remove the stuff from bunch. Just add stuff in other playbooks. I feel like it's really kind of basic. Like, I really feel like it's really easy what they could do. Like, you're telling me right now that they can update live playbooks all year long, right? But they can't just, they can't add plays into certain formations. Like, for instance, right? I'm going to use this example. If you look at something like, say, gun doubles, there is no, what I would say, perfect gun doubles in the game. What do I mean by that? There is no playbook in the game with every single play from gun doubles. Why? Why not? So you're telling me if you could potentially have a gun doubles formation that had a really good crosser, a good wheel route, a quarterback run, a base, a trap, all these plays, you don't think people would run? They also have a zig on their tight end as well. Like, there's so much things you could do with the playbooks to keep the game fresh and keep the meta not stale. It just is really sad to see the fact that playbooks are not being updated. Also, you could literally do something like a historic playbook or something, right? Like bring back the freaking power eye, the wishbone offense. I know it might not be that great in the game, but the thing is, it's new content, it's new ideas, it's new schemes that could all keep the game fresh. So yeah, that's just another thing that I think really kind of fumbled the bag on, and that is one of my biggest complaints, because they have been talking about live playbooks and how they would be updated since Madden 20, and they have utterly failed. They have failed in that department. Ultimate Team hasn't had a live playbook update this entire year. That is terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. Update the freaking playbooks. Like, come on. Update the playbooks. I feel like it's not like that is one of the biggest selling points too, man. Like, oh man. Also, I can't believe I forgot about this. Remember halftime adjustments? What happened to those? If you pull up Madden 22, if you have a game copy of Madden 22, it should say on the back or some halftime adjustments, stadium X factors, all this other stuff. Where did the halftime adjustments go? Stupid. It's stupid. One of the biggest selling points of the game, they took out the game, didn't add it back in because they couldn't program it right. I mean, just, oh, it's ridiculous. Now, we just talked about playbooks and abilities, I know that, and I'm kind of going a little bit out of order, but something else I'd like to see, bring back the mini games, man. Where are the mini games? Like the mini games back in like 08 and stuff were so fun. I know you have like the Gatorade challenge, and the gauntlet is actually pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'd just like to see more stuff like that. Again, just something like casual offline experience to keep people specifically the people that don't play Ultimate Team happy, because they are people too. They're consuming your product. You want to go ahead and make sure that they're taken care of as well. All right, let's talk about gameplay. The biggest complaints I have this year, really, there's two. It's the escape bars and there's the double wheels. The double wheels, how should this be guarded, right? Because it's pretty easy to say, okay, vert hooks at cover 2 should guard both wheel routes. But you'll kind of see that it doesn't. It just, that isn't how it plays. Which, okay, I can see why vert hooks don't guard certain wheel routes, right? I get it. The thing is, my solution potentially is man coverage guards wheel routes. Thoughts on this? Anyone in the comments? Do you have a complaint if man coverage guarded wheel routes? Now, the issue I have with this is, let me explain. So, verticals wheel with man coverage. Should Mike Evans beat man coverage on this wheel route? The thing is, I think maybe if they have less than 90 man, sure. I mean, if he has more than 90 route running, they have less than 90 man, okay, maybe he should go ahead and beat the man coverage on this, because in my head, how he's running this wheel route is he's faking going to the flat and then he's cutting upfield, right? Okay, I get it. The thing though is, I think with the running back wheel, the tight end wheel, I think man coverage is the easiest fix in order to go ahead and stop this double wheel spam, right? I just think it's the easiest way to program. I don't know. I think it's the easiest fix. Does anyone oppose that? Let me know down in the comments, because I know what you're thinking. It does guard it. Well, if you low ball, hold triangle, bam, that is consistent every single time. Now, another thing about this is potentially you leave wheel routes how they are, and instead of making man coverage consistently guard them, you penalize low balls like you do high balls. If you're unfamiliar with, say, like the high ball penalty, right? A lot of times you will get like inaccurates and stuff on high balls. So right here, bam, high pass, and you'll see like, I don't know, you didn't get like an inaccurate that time, bad example, but a lot of times you will. So potentially you go ahead, either make man coverage guard wheels, or you penalize low balls like you do high balls. I like the man coverage a little bit more, especially, okay, how about this? Man coverage press shade inside. Shade inside, I think this should guard wheel routes. I think that makes sense, right? Your man coverage and your shade inside. Now, a counter to this, okay, running back on an out route. Okay, fine. I am perfectly fine with dealing with that, right? I just think there should be a way to consistently guard the double wheels. I think it should be, this defends this concept, right? And what I'm saying by that is, okay, now that we basically ran double wheels and bunch, right? If we go to tight slots, and we, what's it called? If we run the verts play, right? I'm trying to find it real quick. My bad. Tight slots, halfback, week 4 verts. I think double wheels should be guarded the same exact way, no matter the formation, right? Because these wheel routes are a little bit different. They are. And man coverage is going to do the same exact thing where we can low ball and stuff, right? But I feel like you should take double wheels the same way across formations. I hope that makes sense, because it should be like, okay, I'm defending this concept, this is what I have to do, right? Kind of like a strategy type thing, you know? I hope that makes sense in my head, that it's making sense how I'm saying that. But yeah, I think across the board, you should be able to defend this concept the same exact way no matter the formation, right? Because it should be a concept thing, not a formation thing. Streak post is interesting. So this right here is basically the one play touchdown versus any defense right here. Block your tight end, out route the receiver, wheel route the running back, right? You're gonna one play basically every single defense in the game. So in my opinion, I think something like, so this is where we kind of run like a thin line, right? Like, okay, cover 3 or whatever is gonna get torched. If I shade over top, right? Or if I play sticks or something, do you think this outside third right here should change the way he plays? Like, say if I play sticks, he goes ahead and runs backwards all the way like that, but he gives up, say, like a corner route or something he could potentially match to, right? I'm just saying, right? Do you think that's the way it should be? Or do you think maybe potentially I have like a cover 4 defense and I have 2 quarters right here, and that's what guards the streak post, right? And cover 4 quarters does do a good job the majority of the time. It's just sometimes, man, it still gets over the top of like quarters and stuff, right? I think there should be a way to go ahead, basically make your deep blues say, hey, run backwards. Don't give up anything deep, you know what I'm saying? Whether that be shade over top, whether that be play sticks, something of that nature should go ahead. Because if I run this guy all the way back, right? We're going to run this play real quick. I'm going to spy off that guy right here. We're going to run this play. We're basically going to go ahead, get out the pocket, and you'll see. He still comes down. Even though I went ahead and I ran him over all the way back, he still came down, right? Shaded over top, I did about everything that I could do that play. Now, the thing is, I'm not saying I don't want there to be one-play touchdowns. I think there should be one-play touchdowns. I think the thing is, there should be a way to basically tell your DBs, hey, don't give up nothing deep, right? Which, I don't know. You might not be a fan of that. You might think it's stupid, but I think there should be a way to go ahead and do that. Now, if you just leave your cover 3 base, what I think should be a touchdown is potentially something like this. Like, this is like a terrible example, but how it used to work is basically if you motion the corner or something over, right? And this time, act like a triangle right here is on like a deep post, or Y is on a deep post. This was like the cover 3-1 play. You'd have a streak to go ahead, occupy the deep center blue. You'd have a corner route that pulls down the outside third. You have a deep post over the top. I think that is a perfectly fine cover 3 beater. Makes sense to me. I'm okay with it. I just think there should be a way to go ahead, pretty much counter that to basically tell your deep blues, hey, actually, don't guard that corner route. Just run backwards. I think could unlock like a new level of defense. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before we go ahead and switch back to an escape artist quarterback this time to talk about like the glitches and stuff that have to be fixed. It's going to go ahead and be something that I have missed ever since Madden 19, which honestly, I think that was the last Madden I really enjoyed. If you did not know Madden 19, let me pretty much show you what it was. Let me show you what the game was pretty much about. It's pretty much you have a deep crosser, you have a slant. And it sounds kind of familiar. I know this year's kind of like that too, but there was a way to stop it. The way to stop it was actually taking, and 3-2-5 normal is a perfect example because you can still technically do it. It just doesn't work. So you would take this linebacker right here. And if I know this bunch point man, right, is going to be on this vertical crosser, I can man up my outside linebacker to him and it will get guarded 100% of the time. That is something I miss a lot. Now, you might say based on real life, cross manning and stuff isn't realistic, which, okay, I get that. I get that 100%. You know what else isn't realistic? Me knowing a crosser is coming, but not having a zone drop to go ahead and get deep enough to guard the crosser. So in my opinion, the lesser of kind of two like unrealistic things, bring back cross manning. I feel like, again, this I think it's a really good defense to have. Like, we'll just run it this time. I know he's a linebacker too, but I'm just saying, like, he got torched, right? Like, he got absolutely torched. It doesn't matter if he was 99 speed, 99 man, and our receiver had like 80 speed, 80 route running. He's never going to get cross-manned. And that's something that I personally miss. You, again, might not be a fan of that, but I think if cross-manning came back, defense gets a lot better, and I think the game gets better as well. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and talk about escape artists. So, one of the most popular defense with good contains is a 2-3-6 dime. We're just going to come out in like a cover 2, right? So you pretty much spread your backers, QB contain. Now, what this makes the offense not able to do is double team that guy, right? So you should have good contains. But the thing is, this is what people do. They'll go ahead, double team this guy. And then the goal of this offense with escape artists is to let this guy come in free, which I just think is just stupid. It's so dumb. Now, by double teaming this guy, we're basically, again, we're trying to make Shaq Barrett come in free. The whole point of this is dumbing out the contain and basically being able to go ahead and roll out instantly. You see how we just dumbed them out right there? It's stupid, right? Like, it's really dumb. And again, I just threw a pick because I was just trying to throw the ball away. But yeah, it's really dumb what you can do with that. It doesn't make sense, right? Because in what world would a quarterback openly invite Shaq Barrett to come in free? Like, it just really doesn't make sense. Now, combine this glitch with the smokescreen glitch. If you don't know, it's called the primary route glitch, smokescreen glitch, whatever you want to call it. You see this receiver right here that's red, right? That means he is basically going to be the primary read of the play, or it's the first read. I forget which one, but it doesn't really matter. So you motion him out. You make sure your red route is on a smokescreen. Now, what does this do? We're going to put B right here on a curl, A right here on a streak. And we're going to do the exact same thing on defense. We're going to have the good contains, and we're going to dumb it out on offense. We're going to dumb out the contain, and I want you to see how the cover 2 zones play. Again, we're going to dumb out the contain, and we're going to roll to the right. Again, might not throw anything, but I just want you to see how the defense plays. So you see Shaq Bear right there gets dumbed out. Look at all the zones running towards me. So please let me know how, when I dumb out your entire zones, it doesn't even matter if you have 30-yard zones. It doesn't matter. Like, I feel like if you've watched a video on it, you already know. But yeah, if you have even 30-yard zones out there, it doesn't even freaking matter. But yeah, I actually spread my linebackers that time. We need to double team this guy again, QB contain, and then we dumb out him and we roll out, we throw dot. How are you able to defend this? Like, please explain how you're able to defend that if every single zone is dropping besides your deep blues. It's basically impossible. Now, that's the thing. How do you fix this? Is this an escape artist issue? Because let me do the exact same thing, but this time I'm not gonna dumb out the contain. Sorry, I stuttered like crazy right there, but I'm not gonna dumb out the contain this time. I'm just gonna run this play base and again try to instantly roll out. So this time you're gonna see that. You see? Is that an escape? Like, you can say it's a contain issue or something, right? But the issue I'm having is it a contain issue? Like, I don't think contains, I don't want to say contains are that bad because of the fact that, like, if you have a good contain defense like this, you can keep people that don't know how to abuse, like, the double team and stuff. You can keep them in check for the most part. The thing is, when they know how to dumb out the contains, that's when you can go ahead and really get out the pocket. So what is the fix for this? If Shaq Barrett like instantly goes ahead and basically does that every play and he doesn't hesitate, like I'll even pass him at this play. It's really like, do you see how he stops right there? I guess if you just go ahead and program him, hey, don't stop, he's fine. Again, through another pick, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to say. Like, how do you just gotta, that's where you run into a tricky spot, because it's programming this Shaq Barrett right here to basically run right at the quarterback. Does that mess him up while he's in a contain? That's the thing, right? Like that right there. Like, what is that because of the way they program contains? I don't know. That's what they have to fix though. Like, honestly, escape artist sucks. It sucks. But having, like I said, this defense has really good contains. Again, we're gonna do it one last time right here with basically no escape artist boost, right? We're just gonna roll out instantly. You're gonna see that, hey, like I really can't do it. Besides, again, that was kind of like a pursuit issue, but yeah. So I guess defensive line pursuit of escape artist quarterbacks got to be better. I don't know. That's pretty much everything I have though. Again, I feel like I kind of went a little bit light on franchise, and I do apologize for that. It's just, again, I'm more of an ultimate team player and like a gameplay type of dude that I really feel like I know what I want to see in gameplay, and I also know what I want to see in ultimate team that's good for the mode. And this is going to be a really long video. If you stayed to the end, first off, you're a real one. Second off, I appreciate you. Third off, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you are new. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, man. What do you want to see for Madden 23? Again, I don't feel like the conversation is starting a little bit too, I don't want to say I'm starting it too early, but this is what I want to see just based off the game right now. I'm probably missing some stuff that I do want to see. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you want to see. And if you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Appreciate y'all clicking on the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Other than that, the man has been your boy Dill, and I'm out. Peace, y'all.